Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here at Gamefromscratch, and today we're going to talk about the growth in popularity of Godot and how it is doing relative to its competitors, specifically Unreal Engine, Unity, and GameMaker. And we're going to look at those in the lens of Steam. And we're talking about this today specifically because Godot just released some interesting information up on their website. Some things that we don't normally have that much access to, although at the same time, whoever did this is definitely not a data scientist, because some of these charts are interesting. They either don't have a linear progression across an axis, or the color choices make them a little bit hard to read, but they do give us some insight. You can't look at this as, oh, this is growth over time, because again, it is not a linear progression always on the one axis. But what this does tell us is some neat information. We've had 1.8 million installs on Google Play. I find that shocking because that is the Android version. 1.8 million people have installed the Android version. That is interesting. Again, that is cumulative. That is lifetime. This number cannot go down. So doing it in this form, it isn't really that meaningful, but the fact that almost 2 million people have downloaded it on mobile devices, I find that kind of shocking. And then 1.2 million people have installed it on Steam. Now, I do find Steam is a terrible platform for developer tools. I find it irritating if I install something from Steam and then I open up my Steam Deck and I play a game. It makes me shut down the dev tool I'm working on. So I get why a lot of people aren't necessarily installing from Steam, because again, it can get pretty annoying. Now, another thing we got here, this is the number of people that downloaded it from their website. This is information that is not publicly available, and it gives you an idea of popularity. Now, there is a bit of a caveat here you got to be aware of, and that is the fast patch releases. So again, here we got 4.5 and then 4.51, which was released just a month later. So you would kind of combine these two together, for example, and here you can see 2.2 million installs plus, again, interesting font choices, 426. So you're looking at more like 2.6 million installs on that release. And when you look at that compared to, say, the 4.3 release back in 2024, which was like 800,000, pretty good growth there for the number of people downloading it. Now, one of the things you got to watch, this does not translate to the number of people using Godot. So that there's 2.6 million installs of the 4.5 branch. That doesn't necessarily mean much because, again, Godot is so small. If I need a version of it, I literally just download it on demand. So I might have downloaded 4.5 like 10 times for that particular release. But definitely good growth being shown here on this chart. And this is not always publicly available information. It looks like pretty much every version has seen a good linear progression of growth in the downloads. Next up, we get into community, and honestly, I think this is kind of meaningless, so I'm going to mostly skip over it. A couple of reasons. First off, Twitter. Twitter's popularity has just fallen in general because of certain somebody, and then you're going to see a lot of times. So here, there's nothing here, there's nothing here, nothing, and then all of a sudden there's this blue sky graph. So Twitter growth over time, hard to say anything on. The thing I find probably most interesting here is GitHub stars. And you can see like a constant progression of GitHub stars, but it seems to have slowed down in terms of growth of GitHub. So we went from 80,093 to 98 to 106. So I don't know if that's the natural progression of like a project. It gets popular, people go, people star it, and then it's kind of mature. Do you star mature projects? I kind of don't. So I don't know that you can draw too much information out of there, but this one I find super interesting. And unfortunately, this is not publicly accessible, I don't think. I'm not sure for other engines, but an as subset of this. But what you can see here is in 2024, 819 games were made using it, and then in 2025, 1,200 games on Steam were created using it, and then 2023 we're at 376. So you're seeing a massive jump between 2023 and 2024. And we get back down here. Here you can see itch.io installs as well, but here you can see game jams once again. 2023 to 2024, a literal doubling in popularity. And then here you can see GameMaker Toolkit Game Jam. We went from 19% to 37%. Pretty much, again, a doubling in popularity. Why? Well, what happened in between 2023 and 2024? Unity runtime sheet. That really hurt Unity. Unity used to be the most popular for game jams by like, I think 60 or 70% of people used Unity before. That is where they lost their big user base. And then since then, it hasn't been a massive amount of progression since. And then we get into donations. It kind of gives you an idea how donations have been over time. And you're going to see some weird spikes and troughs and such. Some of this comes down to when they were doing fundraising campaigns. And then some of this was when they were figured out that they were basically, they thought they were booking more revenue than they were because when people canceled their PayPal, they weren't tracking that. So makes this graph overall a little bit iffy in terms of things. But you see, funding is pretty healthy, but it's not growing at a huge rate. And then they part of an idea of why they think that is and they think new users seeing the foundation as a well-entrenched player in the market that doesn't need funding. Users are happy with the pace of development, and we aren't communicating the value need of further donations well. And new users see Godot as the free alternative to other big game engines. I think number 4 could probably be thrown in there as well. I think their funding has probably gone down a little bit too since W4 Games was formed as a commercial entity. I'd be interested to see how it actually tracked in terms of when it launched and then what happened in their funding, because I think that is another aspect of it. Once there's a commercial company behind the scenes, people are all like, yeah, even though it's a standoff, I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but I think that might also contribute to the change in funding. Now, I think the part that's most interesting, though, is Steam, because we've got some really cool information from SteamDB. Now, this uses heuristics to detect if it is a game engine. Search for certain game like DLLs or registry keys or whatever that show which game engine was created with, and it breaks it down to like there's a ton of game engines being tracked here, as well as SDKs. Now, you can see a little bit of things are like a little bit misleading because, for example, SDL is being used for like every Valve game uses SDL, so it's going to be double counted. It's going to be shown as a source game. It's also going to be shown as an SDL game, and that kind of stuff. But overall, you can see a breakdown here, and what you're going to notice is Unity 63,000 versus the next most popular, which is Unreal, which is 20,000. So you literally 3+ times more. In fact, I think you could add everything together here, and you're still going to be substantially lower than Unity. So a lot of games on Steam were made using the Unity game engine. Now let's break it down what those games actually are. So here we are. This is Godot first, and this right here, this is overall most popular game played at the same time. And there you see Slay the Spire 2. And it's not even close. They absolutely dominate in this space. Slay the Spire 2 was the big 2026 release for Godot. That and Road to Vostok are the two kind of names that have come up here as well. And what you're going to notice here, what I find most interesting on these charts is actually two things. This one here is just straight up popularity. So you can see these are the top games that you can see created using Godot. And the big names are all going to be here based off of follows. It's a very imprecise thing, but it breaks down just the amount of interest you can see in that particular game genre, or that game's, just general popularity of it. And then the other thing I find interesting here is the release date. So this is going to give you an idea of how many games are being created using Godot at this time. Now, I ask you a question. On Steam, what do you think? More games being created using Godot or Unreal? Let me know. 3, 2, 1, and we're going to go check it out. So here we go. There's 100 entries here. This is 2026 releases, and we scroll down to here until we get to 2025. So I'm not talking about the quality of the games, but this gives you an idea. These are the games currently being made. It looks like 60 probably in that area. Just basic rough guess. Now let's go check with Unreal Engine. So here we are, Unreal Engine side of things. Again, most popular game here you can see is PUBG. Now you're going to see a couple of things missing here, like the oh god, why can I never remember the name of it? The racing game that Valve bought. It's here, but they also sell it on their own store. You're also going to see Fortnite obviously isn't here. But when you look at the peak installs, this is where Unreal Engine is king. Unity, Godot, GameMaker, none of them come close to having like the player base that Unreal Engine games do. And I think some of this you could directly correlate back to revenue. So when it comes to big money games, Unreal Engine is kicking butt here. Things like, again, PUBG, Wukong, Hogwarts Legacy, and so on, Arc Raiders. So yeah, definitely doing well there. And the question is, all right, how many games are being made? And all right, let's go see. Okay, it's over 100. Let's get down here, next list, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 107. So you're still seeing almost double the number of Unreal Engine games being made over Godot. So Unreal Engine is doing pretty solid here. Now we're going to move on to Unity. Now Unity, there's some weird titles here. Again, I'm not meme game guy. I have no idea what banana is. I have no idea what goose goose duck is, and they're both free. So I'm kind of ready to discount. And maybe they're like the biggest things ever, but somehow they're peak. I don't know if they memed out or whatever. I remember Untitled Goose Game, and that's not this. So I'm just showing how little I know about these things, my ignorance here. But they're somehow dominating the peak. But you see things here like Silk Song, Valheim, Among Us, Sons of the Forest, Last Epoch, Rust, and so on. You look at the most popular games here. Wallpaper Engine somehow is first. Rust, City Skyline, Fall Guys, Subnautica, etc. Unity has definitely had some pretty big success. But again, I think when you look at like the dollar amount, Unreal Engine is still kicking butt here in terms of like the multi-million-dollar games. Although where Unity's like super big and it's not being captured in this, Unity still owns the mobile space. You know, your Genshin Impact, you got nothing like that from Unreal or Godot or GameMaker. They just dominate that space. Now, in terms of the number of games being developed, well, this will give us an idea. So here we go, 2026, we're at least 100. And we're into the new year, 200 and change. So we're looking at 206 games being developed this year already. So Unity is still the king when it comes to the number of games being created on Steam anyways. And I think if we go to like Google Play in the App Store, probably 2 to 3 times more Unity games than any other game engine. Like they are dominating in that space. And then finally we have GameMaker here. And a lot of people forget about GameMaker and its scope, which is not a good idea because look at some of these games being made. Undertale, Deltarune, Hyper Light Drifter, Katana Zero, and so now we start getting Loop Hero, Hotline Miami, Nuclear Throne, Risk of Rain, and so on. So there's definitely some popular games created using GameMaker. Peak level of plays are a lot lower than we've seen from all the other engines, but here's where we kind of see where the popularity is, and you can see GameMaker is falling off the most. So they're the lowest number of new games being created, a little bit lower than Godot overall. Well, that gives you an idea, again, just looking at the Steam of Lens, what the popularity of each engine is. And it looks like GameMaker is closest to Godot in terms of the raw number of titles. Unity is absolutely dominating the space, like crushing it. And then still, in terms of new titles being developed, still the same thing. But when it comes to the amount of money being made, Unreal Engine is still like the AAA king, obviously. So I would say it'd be interesting if we had like total money made, but Unreal is just dominating in that space. But again, we are talking about Steam. If we were going to talk about mobile, we would have kind of the same story, but it would be Unity dominating in terms of money earned. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen, how Godot is doing and frankly how the rest of the competition is doing. And if you think it's doom and gloom for these other engines, it's not. You know, they're definitely, their share of the market, Godot is definitely stealing market share from, I wouldn't say from Unreal, but Unity and GameMaker. This is coming at their expense. This growth in popularity is coming at their expense, but frankly, they're all still doing pretty damn good. All right, let me know what you think. Comments down below. Talk to you all later. Goodbye.